Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Soul Whispers Coming Home to You. This is episode 18, The New Moon in Cancer, Nurturing Yourself the Way You Always Nurtured Everyone Else. Let's begin the way we always do, with one slow, deep breath in together through your nose and a longer exhale through your mouth. Letting your shoulders drop and your jaw release, and letting this moment be yours and yours alone. My name is Susan, and I'm a certified somatic trauma-informed coach, and the rest of my credentials are in the show notes below. I came to this work through my own healing journey, one that included nearly 4 decades in a relationship that asked more of me than it ever gave back, and a diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis at the age of 27 that finally made me stop and listen. What I discovered over the years changed everything. The body is not working against us. It is speaking for us. And when we give the nervous system the safety and the language and the tools it's been waiting for, healing becomes possible in ways that genuinely surprise you. I'm here because my deepest wish is to help the person I used to be, and anyone whose body has been speaking in symptoms while the mind keeps pushing through. If that is you, in any form, from any direction, I am here to give you the language, the tools, and the reminder that the power to heal has always been inside you. And that is what Soul Whispers is all about. Last week, under Mercury Retrograde in Cancer, we worked with stress. We did 2 EFT sequences to release what the nervous system has been holding for general stress and for the emotional pain that has no name. I hope you used them. I hope there were moments this week where tapping gave you even a small degree of relief. That small degree is real and it counts. And this week, we're going to do something different, something quieter, something that for many of us is actually one of the most challenging things in this entire healing journey. And that is receiving care, giving it to ourselves, letting the part of us that's been giving everything to everyone else, the caretaker, the fixer, the one who always shows up, finally be the one who is cared for. Under this new moon in Cancer, that is the seed we are planting. For most of my adult life, I was the person everyone called. Not just in my marriage, in everything. I was the one who showed up for the crisis, managed the details, kept the atmosphere stable, made sure everyone else was okay. I was the one who ran toward other people's storms and ran at the expense of standing in my own stillness. If someone needed something, I was already moving before they finished their sentence. I told myself this was love. I told myself this was strength. I told myself that this is simply who I am, a giver, a nurturer, someone who finds meaning in caring for others. And while all of that is true, underneath it was something I didn't look at for a very long time. I did not know how to be on the receiving end. Compliments made me feel uncomfortable, and I want you to pay attention to that. Are you someone who has difficulty receiving a compliment? Because most people who have challenges with receiving anything have trouble receiving compliments. It felt like help was like a debt, like rest felt like failure. Being cared for by someone else, someone truly caring without an agenda, made me want to deflect, to give something back immediately, to make myself useful so the dynamic would feel familiar again. I had become so fluent in the language of giving that receiving had become a foreign language to me, one I had to learn slowly and with difficulty, almost from scratch. The question I eventually had to sit with quietly and honestly was this: if I would do anything for the people I love, if I would run through rain at midnight to make sure they were okay, what would it mean to do even a fraction of that for myself? Not the performance of self-care, not the bath and the candle that gets photographed and put back on the shelf, but the real thing, the daily, unglamorous, deeply uncomfortable practice of treating yourself with the same consistent care and attention you've been pouring into everyone else? That question changed something in me. Not immediately and not even dramatically, but it did open up a door that I didn't know was closed. And tonight, under this new moon, I want to help you open that door too. The new moon in Cancer arrives on July 14th. Cancer is the most nurturing sign of the zodiac. It rules the home, the family, the emotional foundations we build our lives on, and most deeply, the relationship we have with being cared for and caring for others. A new moon is a beginning, the darkest point of the lunar cycle, the moment most aligned with planting seeds and setting intentions. A Cancer new moon is specifically an invitation to plant seeds and nourishment around belonging, around what it would feel like to come home, not to a place, but to come home to yourself. Mercury retrograde continues through till July 23rd, asking us to keep turning inward. This new moon and this retrograde together create one of the most powerful windows of the year for this particular work. The inner work of finally, genuinely turning the care inward. Now, in IFS, Internal Family Systems, we understand the self as a system of parts. And one of the most common parts in the healing community, in the people who find their way to this kind of work, is what I call the caretaker. The caretaker is a manager part, one of the protective parts whose job is to maintain safety by making sure everyone around them is okay. The caretaker learned, usually very early on, that when the people in its environment were calm and happy, well, then things felt safe. And when they were distressed or disappointed or angry, things were unpredictable and sometimes frightening. And so the caretaker began its work, monitoring, anticipating, adjusting, giving, smoothing, and solving. And this part is not weak, and it's not needy. It is not the evidence of something broken. The caretaker is extraordinarily capable. It has probably kept you functional in circumstances that would have destroyed someone who wasn't wired for care and management. It has allowed you to hold things together in situations that had no right to hold together. The caretaker is not the problem. The caretaker's burden is the problem. The weight it has been carrying alone, sometimes for decades, without anyone caring for it in return. Underneath the caretaker, protected by it and held in place by it, is what we call an exile, a much younger part that carries the original wound, the belief that her needs are too much, that her emotions are inconvenient, that she is only lovable and only safe and only acceptable when she's useful, easy, and low maintenance. The caretaker manages the exile by staying busy, by giving, by making sure there's never enough stillness for the exile's pain to surface. This is the mechanics of compulsive giving. It is not generosity that's gone wrong. It is a protection system doing the only thing it knows how to do to keep the most painful material from reaching the surface. Now, the cost of this system is enormous. It shows up in the body, in the fatigue that sleep doesn't fix, in the autoimmune responses, in the nervous system that never fully comes out of high alert because it's been running the caretaking operation without rest for years. And it shows up in relationships, in the resentment that builds quietly beneath the giving, in the longing for someone to show up for you the way you show up for everyone else. And it shows up in the identity, in the profound discomfort of not knowing who you are when you are not taking care of someone. Many people who have been emotionally demanding relationships for a long time report a specific and unsettling experience when those relationships end. Not just grief, but a kind of existential emptiness. Who am I if I am not needed? What is my value if I'm not serving? The caretaker, deprived of its role, doesn't know what to do with itself. And in that space, the exile's beliefs, I'm not enough simply by existing, begin to surface without the activity to suppress them. The most radical thing a lifelong caretaker can do is to become someone who can receive. Not occasionally, not graciously in moments of crisis, but consistently and daily as a practice, learning that her own needs are not a burden and that being cared for does not make her selfish. It makes her whole. I want to be honest with you about what I mean by self-nurturing, because it has been co-opted by a wellness culture that has turned it into something performative and purchasable. The spa day, the bubble bath, the face mask, the expensive candle. And while none of those things are wrong, none of them are what I'm talking about. Real self-nurturing is the daily, consistent practice of treating yourself as someone who matters. It's pausing before you say yes to something and checking in with your own body about whether it is a genuine yes. It's eating a meal slowly and actually tasting it instead of standing over the sink because you've been so busy helping everyone else you barely had time to eat. It is the moment you choose sleep over productivity. It is the phone call you make to a friend who genuinely sees you instead of the email you send to manage someone else's expectations. It is 10 minutes of sitting in the garden with nothing to do and no one to take care of, and allowing yourself to be free of responsibility. It is saying in 100 small daily moments, I'm here. I am also here. My experience also counts. The inner child who learned that her needs were inconvenient is allowed to discover that she was wrong about that. Now, one thing that has helped me tremendously, and it has helped clients, for those of us who are extreme caregivers and caretakers and have trouble really connecting and nurturing ourselves, think of your inner child. If you had the opportunity to parent your own child, to be there for her in the ways that you might not have received, what nurturing and love would you give her right now? Would you be telling her she needs to go be busy, she needs to finish that and go help someone else and do that and then help another person? Or would you sit there and say, hey, what do you want to do today? I love you. You matter to me. I want you to know how special you are. Let's go have fun. Now that is what we call taking care of you. And under this Cancer new moon, I want to ask you to plant a specific seed. Not a general intention about self-care, a specific small daily practice that you are committing to for the next lunar cycle. One thing, something doable, something that is genuinely for you and not for anyone else. So before we go into the new moon practice, I want to invite you to do something gentle with the caretaker part. So go ahead and slow down your mind for a moment and take a deep breath in and release. And ask yourself, if the part of me that gives everything had a face, how old would she be? What does it look like? And what is that part carrying right now? And you don't need to see it clearly, just sense it, whatever comes to you quickly and right away. Don't overanalyze or overthink. And then offer it something it may have never received. And say to this part, this caretaker giving part, I see how hard you've been working. I know why you learned to give so completely. And I want you to know the job doesn't have to be this relentless. I am going to start sharing it with you. We are going to learn together to let some of the care come inward. Take a slow, deep breath in and a long exhale out. And notice what that part does when it hears that. Some parts feel relief, some feel fear because the role has become the identity, and the identity doesn't know what it would be without that role. So whatever arises for you, just let it be there, because that is enough for now. You made acknowledgement. Now let's talk about your new moon intention. And you want to plant this seed around July 14th when the new moon peaks. The one small daily practice I'm choosing for myself this lunar cycle is. And then you're going to write your own daily practice that you want to do that will take you inward and nurture yourself. And you're going to write down how many minutes you're going to allow yourself to do this. And you're going to say, I am doing it because I deserve the same consistency of care that I have given to everyone else. And I'm starting tomorrow. And you're going to take that time to really reflect on what you want to plant that will incorporate anything you can think of that will nurture yourself or your inner child, and how you can let your caretaker have a little vacation, and allowing that caretaker to know that you are understanding how hard she's been working, and you are now ready to step up and allow yourself to receive support, to receive love, to receive time for you. And again, doesn't mean the spa or a massage, and those things are wonderful, but it means a daily practice where you will be taking care of you right from the very start. And I will put that information in the show notes as well. Now, I want to say something to the part of you that is already finding reasons why this is not the right time. You might be hearing or feeling, oh, there's too much going on. Other people need me right now. You don't understand. I can't just take care of me right now. Maybe once things settle down, or when the kids are older, or when work is quieter, or when the situation is resolved, then I probably could take care of myself then. Oh, believe me, I know that voice. I have lived inside it for decades. And I want to tell you what I know now from the other side of it. Things do not typically settle down on their own. The list of other people who need you does not shorten by itself. The moment of perfect conditions for your own healing, it does not arrive uninvited. The Cancer new moon does not wait for your schedule to clear. It arrives on July 14th in the middle of Mercury Retrograde, in the middle of whatever is happening in your life right now, and it offers a single, specific, unrepeatable invitation to plant the seed of coming home to you. Not eventually, but right now. The most loving thing you will ever do for the people who need you is to become someone who is genuinely nourished. You cannot keep pouring from an empty cup. You've been trying and you're extraordinarily good at it, but the body knows the difference between giving from fullness and giving from depletion, and so does the nervous system. God, the universe and source, the intelligence that created the tidal rhythms of this moon and placed within you the capacity to be both the giver and the receiver, that gave you the instinct toward care and also gave you needs of your own that deserve to be met. That intelligence is in this new moon. It is in the very impulse that brought you to this episode. The whisper from your soul this week is this: you are not just here to give. You are here to receive. You are here to be nourished. You're here to be held and loved by the moon, by the people in your life, and by your own own two hands by the quiet daily practice that says, without performance, without audience, I matter to myself. So go ahead and plant that seed. Make sure you water it every day and watch what grows. Now, before we go into the meditation, I want to give you a somatic practice for receiving, because for many of us, receiving feels as unfamiliar in the body as it does in the mind. The body needs to practice it as well. So sit quietly, both feet flat on the floor. Let your hands rest in your lap with your palms facing up for open receiving, not for giving. Notice immediately whether that feels comfortable or whether something in you wants to turn the palms down or closed, or wants to hold something, or wants to be doing rather than receiving. Just notice it. That discomfort is information. Now take 3 slow, deep breaths. And with each inhale, allow yourself to actually take in the air. Not just breathe it, but receive it. Let the lungs expand a little more than usual. Let the body take what it needs without immediately exhaling it. And on the exhale, just release. Let go of what you are done with. Let the exhale carry it out. In, receive, and out, release. And then stay with your palms up. Feel the warmth of the air on them. Feel the weight of your hands resting in your own lap, held by your own body. And then say silently or out loud, I am allowed to receive. I am allowed to be nourished. I am allowed to let good things in. And breathe. This is the practice. 30 seconds, done consistently, teaches the nervous system that receiving is safe, that opening is possible, that the hands that give so much are also allowed to rest and to hold themselves, and also to be filled. And if you're ready, let's begin your guided meditation. Finding a comfortable position. If you're able to keep both feet on the floor and both hands open and facing upward in your lap for open and for receiving. Taking one slow breath in and a nice long exhale out. Letting your body settle into whatever is holding you. The chair, the floor. Let it be held completely. There's nothing you need to do in this moment. There's no one you need to take care of. This time is entirely and completely yours. Now take 2 more slow, deep breaths. And with each inhale, let yourself receive the air fully and generously, taking what you need. And with each exhale, release whatever you've been carrying that is not yours to carry anymore. Now I want to invite you to bring your awareness to the part of you that gives, the caretaker, the fixer, the one who always is moving toward what someone else needs. You don't need to see it clearly. Just sense it. Where do you feel it in your body? Perhaps in your chest. Ready to lean forward. Perhaps in your hands, always ready to do something. Or maybe in your belly, always scanning, always anticipating. Now go ahead and bring warmth to that place. Not to fix it, not to stop it, just to acknowledge it. And then say from your higher self, from the part of you that is wise and steady and has always been here, I see you. I know how long you have been at this. I know what you were protecting when you learned to give so completely. And I want you to know you are allowed to rest. Not permanently, just for this moment, for this meditation. You are allowed to put down what you are carrying and simply be here in this wonderful moment. And breathe. Notice if any of those parts of your body soften even slightly, even 1 degree. That softening is real, and that is the beginning of something shifting. Now, beneath the caretaker, there's often a younger part, a child who learned that her needs were too much, that her feelings were inconvenient, that she was only lovable when she was useful. Notice if you can sense her, however vaguely or briefly, and bring your awareness to her now, with all the gentleness and the warmth you would offer a child that you found alone and frightened. And then say to her from your higher self, I'm sorry I left you alone for so long. I'm sorry I kept you hidden because your needs felt like too much. They were never too much. You were never too much. You were simply in a place that couldn't hold you. And I can hold you now. I'm here. And I'm not going anywhere. And breathe. And let her know that she doesn't have to earn her place in your life. She never did. She's allowed to be here simply because she exists. Simply because she is you. Now, under this new moon in Cancer, in this most nurturing, most homeward turning energy of the year, I want you to plant a seed. Bring to mind a small daily practice you choose, the one thing you're committing yourself to in this lunar cycle, and hold it in your awareness, something you can do daily that allows you to take care of you first. And see it as a seed containing everything it needs to become something. and lovingly place it gently in the ground of your own heart. And breathe. And then say silently, I am planting this seed for the part of me that has been waiting to be nourished. I'm committing to watering it every day. I'm committing to being consistent. Because consistent care is how everything grows, including me. Now feel the beautiful energy of the new moon around you. That quality of beginning, of dark that is on the verge of becoming light, of the very first moment of a new cycle. This is what you are standing in right now, the very beginning of something beautiful. And now, speak to the intelligence that has been with you through every single thing you have ever moved through. God, universe, source, call it whatever name feels true to you, and speak to it now. I am ready to receive, not just to give, not just to serve, not just to be useful. I am ready to let myself be nourished by you, by the people who love me, by my own two hands, by my own daily practice. Help me remember on the days that I forget that I am allowed to be here for myself, that I matter, that my needs are not a burden, that I came into this world worthy of exactly the care I have given so freely to everyone else. And breathe. And feel in your body and in your heart that being received. Feel the new moon energy holding it. Feel something in the universe saying, yes, this is true. You are allowed. You always were. And then allow yourself to be open to receive wonderful blessings. And take one final breath in, and let the exhale be long and complete. And as you exhale, let your palms, still facing up, feel a little warmer, a little more open to receive. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. If you've been with us from the beginning, we have done 18 episodes, and tonight, under the new moon in Cancer, a seed planted in the most fertile ground available to us, the moment when something is ready to begin. Your one small daily practice. Write it down if you haven't yet. Tell someone if you can. Not to hold you accountable, but because speaking it aloud makes it more real. And then begin. Tomorrow, not when things settle. Begin first thing tomorrow. And in next episode, episode 19, we go into insomnia. What the night is trying to tell you. For so many of us in this healing community, sleep has been one of the last things to return. We will explore what the sleepless mind is holding and bring some somatic tools specifically designed to help the nervous system finally, genuinely rest. And you can find me here every week offering you a safe place to land. If today touched something that has been waiting a long time to be touched, the part of you that gives everything and receives little. This work goes much deeper in one-to-one sessions. You can find information for that in my show notes where I have my website and my email. I want you to remember you've spent so long nurturing everyone else that it is time to let someone nurture you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What is one thing you're willing to give yourself under this new moon? However small, however imperfect. Writing it makes it real, and your answer might give someone else permission to name what theirs is. Now, if Soul Whispers is part of your coming home, I hope that you have subscribed so you never miss an episode. Please leave a thumbs up if today helped, and share this with one person who has been giving everything to everyone else and has almost forgotten that they are allowed to receive. Remember, my friend, you are already home. Till next week, love and